What's up, guys? Ivan here with getivan.com, and in this video we're going to be going through a couple samples from my health and medical niches B2B list folder. You can see the link to this cart below this video at shop.getivan.com, and it will have a coupon code attached to it also. So if you click on that link in the description, it should auto apply the coupon to the cart if you decide you want to grab one of these lists. And in case it doesn't apply, make sure that you put Get Ivan in this section down here, and it'll throw 20% off of your list. But let's take a look at some of the samples inside the health and medical niches folder. When you get the deliverable, it'll be to a Google Drive file, and you'll get access to any other health and medical niche B2B lists that I add into that folder in the future. I have a pretty standardized process now. I've been doing this since 2020, selling these lists in a very formalized type of formatting, and I've fulfilled over 700 orders for these kinds of lists. And so the ones that you guys are getting are some of the best niches, I think, some of the better files, the richer files. They tend to have 10K plus yields per file. And certainly in the principal folder, I include some of the better samples that I have to offer, and more will be included over time, but it's a slow process, So, pardon me, you can see here's some of the niches: dentist, cannabis delivery and dispensary and CBD, chiropractors, essential oils, fitness, funeral homes and crematories. Is that what is it called? Crematories? Crematoriums. Sorry. I think a crematory might be like a cream restaurant or something. So maybe I'm mistaken. I don't know, but a crematorium. Anyways, gyms, laser hair removal, LASIK, medical spas. Some of these, I think a couple of these, there's like maybe 2 or 3 that are included in the beauty niche file. So there's a tiny amount of overlap because I want people to get value, but not too much. LASIK, for example, that's not in some of the other folders. It's pretty unique. Most of these are unique to each folder. LASIK, nutritional supplement suppliers, I think that's what that is. Optometry and ophthalmologists, personal trainers, pharmacies and pharmaceutical companies, I think that's what that is. Physical and occupational therapists, plastic surgeons and blepharoplasty, psychologists. Let's see, what else is there? Tobacco and vape and cannabis. Cannabis shops. That might be what that is. I think that's what that is. And then veterinarians. So those are some of the core file samples in the file. And then here's the other folder. Looks like CBD and cannabis dispensaries, and there's a difference in some of those cannabinoid files, so just something to keep. But I include them. I've run a surprising number of scrapes for those. Guys are really interested in getting in touch with those things for some reason or other. Not something that I'm involved in, but the files are there. COVID testing. Let's see, and that was done in 2020, and probably in the mid to later part of it, I would suppose. So there's probably a lot more than that now, but I include everything in the other folder is like, it could be, there's a lot of data, and sometimes it's other locations like dentists in Canada, for example. But, sometimes it's like a smaller focus or a smaller niche or something really specific. Here's CrossFit gyms, cryotherapy, dentists in Canada, dentists in the USA, the directory samples, DFW doctors. This one surprised me because I had a customer who requested this one, and some of these are customer, or some of these are from customer requests, or like a variety of customer requests that have been like combined into Uber files, and so this one was interesting because a customer gave me a large list of different types of doctors, and I only did it in the DFW area. And it was a surprisingly large yield, but it's just specifically targeting the region. but it's a lot of different niches in a small region. So it's a pretty solid file. Anyways, golf cart shops and repair. I had a guy who requested, I think it was this one. It might have been something similar in the golf space. And within the next day or two, he contacted me and said, I want more. I got a lead from that. So small lists can, this is, I think, is a small sample, but if you use it properly, you can do some, you can do some things. Gyms in the USA, the directory results. Gyms in the UK, home gym and fitness equipment, homeopathy and hypnotherapy, and something or there's something or the naturopathy. I think that's what homeopathy, hypnotherapy, and naturopathy. Life science vendors, local doctors in the USA. That was probably a roundup with a very small, very low depth. That's probably what that was. Medical supplies, and pharmaceutical supplies, probably. Nutraceuticals and supplement companies, oncologists, online life coaching, and probably something similar. PEMF therapy, basic search engine results, directory results, and then red light and LED light therapy. This is one single customer did like I think did like 2 or 3 orders. This is a really interesting holistic space, by the way. Pulsed electromagnetic field therapy. Just a side note. Really interesting technology. Okay, moving on. Ski shops, surgery centers, and then there's like 3 others. There's a lot of files. Like the medical niche is the most difficult, I think, to get a yield from. But you can see I run a lot of different types of jobs, and so I wanted to include a lot of different things. The dentist file is literally like 8 or 9 sweeps combined, and I'll show you that sample in a minute. I would consider that to be one of the most valuable and consistent requests. Well, maybe not super. It's consistent in seasons. For some reason, I'll just have like a few people come out of nowhere and ask for dentist files. Like the more common things would be like restaurants, real estate, dentists, contractors. And so this is a strong sample. Pardon me. I've done a number of sweeps on it, and I'll show that to you in a minute here. I also consider the LASIK sample to be some of the eye doctor ones, LASIK, plastic surgery, and blepharoplasty, optometry, and ophthalmologist. Those are pretty strong samples from the medical space, because I've definitely noticed that if you want to get a good yield, you really need to put a variety of different types of niches. So that's something I've observed. Anyways, there's a lot of data here, though, if you're in the medical niches. Let's take a look at some of the samples. Here's the dental niche. This one comes with metadata. And you can see down here, 30,000 verified valid contacts. Let's take a look at the riskier males. That's up to 52K. Pardon me, pre-filtered probably for dent and maybe some other teeth-related, smile-related terms. Then we also have phone numbers. Looks like 500,000 phone numbers. So you can kind of get an idea of, I always process the phone numbers pre-filtered on the original URL sample. And so you can get an idea of just how much data I've processed trying to find dental males. If I found 500,000 phone numbers, I guarantee you I've processed millions of URLs. And they just don't like, those dentists, they don't like to put their emails out there nearly as much as their phone numbers. So, but we do have some emails there, and really strong sample either email marketing or Facebook lookalike audiences. So something to keep. I mean, I doubt that many dentists would use their same email to create their Facebook profile, because that's how that works. But if you even get a small number, I don't know what the minimum is, maybe 500 or 1,000. If you get even a small number, it's worth it, because then Facebook can match that audience to other dentists, other people who are similar, who may be dentists. So yeah, that's the way that I would use it. Okay, so moving on, let's take a look at the one of the fitness samples. This is for gyms, and you can see it's 18K. Again, gyms aren't going to put their emails out there, but anything over 10K, I consider to be a significant yield. And you can see we get up to 29K males with a riskier samples. So for those surface males, so I think that's a strong sample also, and that one was a deeper process. So that's pretty much it. If you're interested in any of this data, this is a great bulk price. Pardon me. You're basically paying for like 3 lists, but then you're getting quite a bit more than that with the at least with the current pricing structure that I have now. So check out the link below the video, and I will catch you later. Thanks. Bye bye.